And there goes my intro. As Mr. Dante. Pardon me. So, thank you and welcome back to my channel. Yes, I am doing something serious. One, I need to turn that down. Don't. I wanted to come on, which now I feel like I don't know how this microphone works on here. Okay, so hopefully this is okay. My voice is a little raspy. No, I don't have the COVID. No, I'm not sick. I'm just, I got a bit of a dry cough happening. And yelling at the cats all damn day doesn't help shit for my vocals. Anyways, so, yeah. Anyways, so again, thank you and welcome back to my channel. I'm a minute in and I fucked it all up, as per usual. But, you know, these are just for fun anyways, so I don't have to practice 100%. I just wanted, I had an idea pop, sorry. I had an idea pop into my mind, and I wanted to address an aspect, let me call it an aspect, that I discovered recently, just now, thinking just now, okay, the comparison of when people compare mental health, mental illness that everybody can experience, right? So for an example, say schizophrenia. Now, yes, everybody kind of experiences something like that within their lifetimes without even realizing they dealt with it. But it's funny because for one, schizophrenia is a very hard issue to diagnose, because it's the fact that, like, it ties into many other factors that have nothing to do about your mental health or mental illness altogether. It could be just a one-time deal. For example, psychosis, which can be induced. Like, for example, you know, you have a DMT trip or something like that. That right there. Or you're on a mushroom trip, or an acid trip, or an E-trip. It's a form of psychosis. So that's just one type of an example. But also, too, again, my point is that schizophrenia has 25 common. And if you want to look that up, I'm not lying. 25 common traits that once you read, you will fully, really understand why it is so goddamn hard. Pardon my language. I already said it. Pardon my language. Or my French. So bloody bollocks to say that, like, to me personally, to tell somebody not to think that way, or not to be that way, or to you know what I mean? And yes, I deal with this on a daily basis. People not listening, as per usual, to a schizophrenic. And they don't understand that I accept my insanity. I accept my fate, that I will lose touch with reality one day. One day. Hopefully it's later than sooner. Yeah. Which, it's already happening now. So it's all a matter of time. All I can ask is that it gives me enough time to experience my life to the fullest before that happens. 27 years on my 30th year of being a schizophrenic, because I was born with it. It manifested when I was 5. So this is, okay, I'm getting a little off track here. Okay, so let's rewind for 1 second, okay? So first off, to talk about like, just like today, like, I had a bit of a freak out last week, but I'm not telling certain people what the situation is because I saw it was a mixture of a lot of things. What really triggered me and pushed me off the edge, though, was seeing masks of people fall off at my work after being there for, what, 7 months now, I think it is. So it is a really big impact when you look up to somebody, not really look up to, but respect, okay? To find out there's an equal split of people that do give a shit about what we do, and then people who are in it for the money. And that's the truth. That's the god-awful truth. And I had a mental breakdown because of it, because it was so much to take in, to a level that was that type of level. Like, I'm not saying I'm not familiar with this sort of system, the way it runs. I'm not. I have, personally and professionally. Yeah, I'm going to say it like that. So personally and professionally, yes, I have experienced working in these type of environments. Yes, I have experienced seeing people's masks fall off. Again, many a times at a personal and professional workplace, okay? It's not like I don't understand how to, like, give me some fucking credit. That, one, I don't allow my mental illnesses to define who I am. They are a part of me. I'm also not gonna deny them. That's my main point right here that I'm trying to get into. What? Oh my God! Mr. Dope. He's purring so loud because look at that pinkest nose you ever did see. Pinkest nose you ever did see. Pinkest nose you ever did see. See, it's kind of good. You can go like, They're like, no, don't kiss me. Go away. Yeah, you bugging me. Go away. Let me get kisses. Kisses from my love. Anyways, sorry. You're getting off topic. So, yeah. Oh, no. We knock. What was I talking about? I was just on a roll, and I finally got to the point that I wanted to make. What was it again? Oh yeah, denying. Sorry, my bad. Denying my flaws, especially the fact that, like, again, I understand that my illnesses do not define my character, but they do define who I am. Now you can look at that as a positive or a negative, or what I like to do is do both. An equilibrium of them both together. Of both the negative and the positive. And that, to me, personally, is a coping mechanism for me to handle everything that I deal with internally and externally. What I don't get is when people think that they go, okay, now I got experience on it and you could just free will it out of you. Yeah, I get it. We have free will, but you understand what I'm trying to say here? That your free will is a part of a system of who you are. And if you have mental health or mental illness issues, whether you were born with it or it was, I can't remember the fucking word on the top of my head right now. Self-induced. There we go. If it wasn't self-induced, you can't tell somebody, like, another example, I have chronic depression. Chronic means I was born with it. Back in my day, though, it was called on again, off again depression. Now they call it chronic depression, which was passed down from my mother having depression after losing her first child. Makes sense? You see how odd it is? How your depression from an experience that I never was a part of, could be brought on to me? Isn't that weird? Really weird, isn't it? And it took me this long. It took me this long to figure that out. That chronic depression is not mine. That's something passed down from my mother, which wasn't her fault. She had nobody to turn to. They told her to get over it. They told somebody, a doctor, told my mother to get over it. After losing her first son, my brother, who died of instant infant syndrome, right at birth. I couldn't even imagine something like that. I just dealt with a false pregnancy, so it comes to a close second to what she dealt with. But it comes to an equal first for what both of us are experiencing within that. Being told just to get over it. Like it's just some sort of switch you can turn off. That doesn't apply to everybody. I'm sorry, I wish it did. Otherwise, we would have had a solution to all this bullshit a long fucking time ago, right? What I find ironic, though, is the knowledge that I gained from ancient wisdom, ancient psychology. And like I said, I incorporate both. So if I'm going to bring ancient into it, I'm also going to bring modern psychology, and I'm going to put the two together, and I'm going to create a new nice try. Not a monster. A creation. Close. Caught myself on that one. Anyways, if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't even worry about it. But if you do know what I'm talking about, you're not alone. All right. So, anyways, I'm really inspired today by what I saw yesterday on Twitter about coming out and talking about my disabilities and all that. And yeah, they are literal disabilities. Having schizophrenia is a literal disability. Because I need medication in order to help me not just like avoid the voices in my head. Oh God, I hate when I fucking hear that shit right there. Do you hear voices? Did you eat off your fucking mom's breast? Or no, wait. Does the sun shine? Does your fart smell after you do it? You know what I mean? Like, those are arrogant questions. Of course I fucking hear voices. I was schizophrenic. We all do. Some of them are main characters, I guess if you guys want to call it. They're not really characters. They're not some borderline personality disorder, which I do have also. They are their own entity. These three. Plus 7. Altogether. They are their own entity. I will say that one more goddamn time. They are their own entity. I'm just sharing my vessel with them, okay? Because if you were awake, you would know that humans are vessels. Why we're easily clonable. Rolling my eyes on that really hard. Like, oh my God, already. Like, fuck's sakes. You say you're woke, but you're not. You're not. If you're going to argue on that with me, you're not woke or awakened. You are still behind. I don't know how far behind, but you're fucking behind, alright? Catch up. Come on. Get with the times already. And what are the times? The times are that you guys have to accept an understanding that I'm going to bring into the world eventually. And this is what my life purpose is to experience what it's like to be on this spectrum of any aspect, really, of being alone, of having to be I want to be a guiding star when I never had one. And I want to be a protector of anybody, of any type of soul out there, of abuse, of pain, of being sheepled, advocate for mental health, especially the fact that, like, I am my own person when I say, and this is not bragging, right, when I say I have every major mental illness out there, and there is nobody like me. So I am literally alone. And stop right there. I can hear you guys talking. Laura, you're not alone. If you had every major mental illness, then you would be able to understand with this group, and that group, and this group, and that group, and blah, 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 blah. And I do, don't get me wrong, I do. Now listen to me when I say I am alone because there's nobody else like me. Like me as who I am. Not in pieces. Not in pieces. As a whole. There is nobody. Nobody. I've been searching for 33 years. Another soul I can connect with like this. Which I kind of think maybe I have. But I'm not putting my hopes up into that. Because I'm at a point right now where it's like, I give up. Like, don't get me wrong either. I will leave 1% out there to go like, meh. If it happens, it happens. But I'm not going to put energy into it. I'm just going to leave it open. You know, I'm just going to leave the back door open. If it happens, it happens. But right now, my focus is now on, I'm moving past that. And how the fuck did I start on all this spiel talking about understanding, like, again, too, like, being told that I can just, it's that easy to not be consumed by my own mind. You don't know the darkness that I hide. You don't know what I've dealt with. You don't know any of that. And for you, with good intentions, I understand that 100%, but this is where it leads into fucking toxic positivity. Because at first it angered me. I'm not gonna lie, it angered me. You know what I did? I started getting a little defensive, but I also started catching myself instantly. And it's taken me a long time to practice this. As somebody who understands and has experienced what it means to really help yourself, which has taken me a lot longer, because again too, I'm in pieces, so I have to figure out each piece to put into a puzzle. And now that I'm almost there, pretty much, except for like one thing I'm still dealing with, I'm still missing one piece, and I'm still looking for it, and I think I found it. Now I'm not going to get into what that is, but I do know for a fact that I can feel it. And no matter what you say to me, you have to listen and stop taking out of context what I'm saying, literally. Because I'm not talking, I am talking literally, but it's what I'm saying underneath. That's the truth of what I'm saying. And it's also a truth that I know that every human has potential to become. Not just myself, but everybody has a potential. Just as equally as somebody could understand schizophrenia, for an example, from what bad experience they've had in their lives. And not realize it, right? But the point is, a lot of it has to do, for me personally, it has a lot to do with not listening to people, first off. So again, for me to have to say that to you is a red flag, to say that you guys are not understanding. Also, it's a warning, it's a trigger warning, trigger warning. There you go. Yeah, trigger warning for me. to be like, okay, I gotta step back for 1 second because I know where I'm gonna step into. I know because I've done it already. I'm 33 years old, and I've been doing this since I was 5, since I was conscious of it, but I've probably been doing it since I was born, right? But we're not conscious of our consciousness, or we're not conscious of ourselves until we're 5 years old. And that goes for all humans. Shocking. Oh my God. What? And you could try to deny that, but you don't remember anything past 5. Go ahead. Like, some people remember bits and pieces, but you don't remember your whole history between the 0 months to 5 years. You can't recollect that. And if you can, then, well, fucking goddamn. You're more woke than I am. But anyways, and it's not a competition. I'm a little jealous. I'm not gonna lie about that, but at the same time, like, brush it off, right? See, you notice how I can do that? I can go, hey, I acknowledge that I'm a little jealous of somebody that can remember their but also step it back. Because again, right, as I said earlier, twice, that it's just learning, discerning. And anyways, that's off topic. Let's get back on topic here. So toxic positivity, understanding mental health, mental illness. So I am glad that people are starting to get that one ratio aspect of what understanding mental health, mental illness, understanding that, like, you can understand if you really look into the fact that, like, by understanding mental health, mental illnesses in general, like, there's not that many. There's under 10 major mental health, mental illnesses. Then the umbrella, obviously, underneath that, which are very dynamic, individual. If you ask me, I've seen some pretty, I don't want to say bizarre, but pretty, I'm going to say fascinating, actually, because I don't want to insult anybody either, but, like, I'm probably insulting saying that, so I'm sorry if I sound insulting. I don't know what else to say. I'm fascinated only because it's like, it really shows how much our personality and our free will can really influence our mental health and mental illnesses too as well. So it's really fascinating to see something like that. And that's the positive, that I came out of the negative that was presented to me first. Like, I don't know if the guy was trying to do it purposely or not. Either way, I could have made my perception of it negative. And right now, I'm telling you that I found a positive. A negative and a positive, I should say. For the fact that that he did have a point, and he's also wrong. Like, he wanted to think he was fully right, but he's not. Nobody is fully right 100%. That's impossible. Even computers can't do that. Not even an AI can do that. I've seen AI fuck up. I've seen computers fuck up. They're not perfect, and they never will be, just like we won't. Just like God's not. If God was perfect, why would he create us? He wouldn't need us. He wouldn't need us to pray to him, would he? Why would a being that's perfect want something as low as us? As weak as us? Huh? Maybe to make fun of you. Ever think of that one? Or maybe he thinks you're toys. Maybe he doesn't give a shit about you at all. I'm just joking. Of course he gives a shit about you. But I'm saying is that, like, the idea of perfection is stupid to me. Is ridiculous. Actually, I shouldn't say stupid. It's ridiculous because you can be wrong. Things can change. There's a first time for everything. All those fucking pun shit going on here. Whatever. Anyways, the whole point of this again is you need to listen and you need to keep an open mind. And be courteous. Again, like I mentioned earlier before, I was getting a trigger warning for myself with how the guy was acting, and I was going, like, to myself, going like, You need to understand from his perspective. Try not to assume that he's doing it out of malice, because that's how my schizophrenic brain works. It's automatic pilot. No matter what I do, and even though me and her have a truce, it's still automatic pilot. It's something that I accept about it. That no matter what amount of cognitive behavior study that I do, that's a big factor on learning about mental illnesses that involve the neurological brain, the brain, the neurological part of it, the part that we have no control over, that part of the brain. It has nothing to do with the heart. It has everything to do with the brain, and it's all biochemical and neutrons and all that scientific shit that is more than meets the eye. Okay? It is the ultimate. And it's just something you accept. That you can't change it. You can't. And you also can't control it. If you try to control it, it's going to kick your ass, first off. And then secondly, it's just going to make things worse. So my point is, if you're somebody who does, first off, you can't talk to somebody about their mental health or mental illness unless you have more information about it. Okay? And I'm talking like a personal perspective beside a professional perspective beside an observer's perspective. I want 3 different aspects. So again, you need to come at me with those 3 aspects of data before you come talk to me about anything. Otherwise, you don't know. And again, your heart is in the right place. I get it. And I'm sorry to automatically assume that you're doing it out of malice, but it's because I've been abused that way. I have PTSD, so it's very hard for me to transition my mind on certain things. Certain things, not everything. Okay? I'm not that broken. I thought I was, but I'm not. Alright? I used to think I was, and I'm realizing even now, still reminding myself that I'm not. And I'm 33. I'm going to emphasize this one more time. I am 33 years old, and I'm still learning and understanding myself, my mental illnesses, and how I can help change that. And how to bridge the gap between those that don't understand to understand. I want the worlds to come together. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. I don't see anything wrong with that. I'm not hurting anybody. That's the main focus, is I'm not hurting anybody. I want to create a safe space for misfits. For people who don't feel like they belong somewhere. Guess what? You can belong here with me. If you want. Right? This is what I've set up my YouTube channel to be. A place for you not to feel alone anymore. A place for you to have somebody who wants to help and understand what you're going through. Because I've gone through it. And because I've gone through it, drives me more. You would think like, oh my God, if you've gone through so much of this abusive bullshit, why do you want to make a difference? Because it's simple. I know it sounds cliche, but I would never want anybody to go through what I want. Ever. Ever. The thought of that makes me sick to my stomach. 100%. I do respect those who get consumed, like my mother, for example. Not everybody can come to that conclusion, and again, I say it, but it wasn't easy for me to get to this point. It wasn't. It's taken me a long time, and I'm still dealing with it. I'm still moving up. I'm still evolving. I'm still leveling up. I'm still learning. I'm still downloading. At 33, because we never stop. We never stop healing. And we never stop learning. And right there, accepting that fate, again, well, if you would know me, and let me tell you right now, I hated the idea of fate. I found it cruel. And I still do. But now I have a mad respect for it. Now I do. And now it's only been in the last couple of years. About 4 years or something like that now. Maybe when I got my pacemaker, I think really opened my eyes to respecting that. But it respects my view of why I look at it the way I do. But it doesn't diminish the level of respect I also have for it now. Do you get what I'm saying at all? You know what I'm saying? I think one day we can evolve. I need to be more patient with people and society in general. Because I know I'm ahead of my time. I already know I'm an old soul. Because I'm already ahead of my time. Never mind having ancient wisdom. I'm ahead of my time. It has nothing to do with being old. It does. And then what's the other side of the coin? Obviously, because that's the world we live in, duality, you can't deny that. And if you do, karma's going to bite you in the ass and remind you of your place. Pretty much. This is not a flex. This is not a threat. This is not a put down. This is not a troll. This is the truth. And I've been told many a times that I'm hard to handle because I tell the truth and nothing but the truth. And if I'm wrong about something, I will take accountability and take that back and update whatever I need to update on whatever subject it was, especially subject matters of this caliber, where it's about mental health and mental illness and helping with ascension right now. Being ready for a war that I can feel happening for a long time. And I don't want it to happen. But at the same time, I have to look at it as, well, free will. Most definitely, first off. Secondly, it's inevitable. It's fate. But then, see, right there, that's where I got off topic for a second. I was talking about how fate was cruel. Well, look what fate brought us right now. It's brought us an awakening to our independence and what we are capable of, and so much more. Yes, we are facing another war. Yes, we are facing another enslavement on humanity from humanity itself. We are our own worst enemy, right? That goes for society too. Yeah, anyway, again, I got really off topic on that one, actually. Holy shit, I went 3 times off topic. I have a bad tendency to do that, so sorry. Let's get back to what I was talking about. What's the main focus here on this, actually? I look like an elf, I know. I know. I have crooked teeth. I know. Want to see my buck teeth? That actually got filed down because they were so big. And I still kind of have a gap for. And crooked teeth down here. Because I had like 2 extra teeth on the top and the bottom. So I had 30 teeth on the top and the bottom. You're supposed to have 28, right? And then my wisdom teeth grew back in after 4 years of braces. All that money wasted just to get my wisdom teeth at 18 years old. At least I don't have a space on my buck teeth. I can care less. That's like one good thing out of it. Like, well, and they filed them down, but I don't have any tearing teeth, eh? And they took them out. And then they tried to give me fake ones, and now they're gone. So now I have to chew with my front teeth. Like, you see my overbite. See it? That's called an overbite. And an underdeveloped jaw. So yes, I do understand that I have my flaws, and I don't. I'm being more accepting. I was about to say I don't care, but I do care. That would be a lie. I do care. But you know what? This year, it's because I'm always smiling. I'm always smiling. And, anyways, again, I'm getting totally off topic like 20 times now. What's the point of this whole video? This whole point of the video was to get my idea out there that that I know is going to help all of us in the future, not just people with mental health. I am an advocate for, again, like I said, the misfits. I will be a mother. I will be a safe space for the misfits. People who just don't feel like they belong anywhere. You can belong here. If you want, like I said. And if not, I could care less. I like a smaller community anyways. And I hope to have one day definitely my own community that I can lead. That would be a big dream of mine, actually, something to accomplish. Would be having a small, I don't want to say tribe, but a community. Because tribe sounds so incest. No offense, but it to me it does. So community, because you can keep, like, to me personally, communities, you keep your identity. And you can come from anywhere. Like, anybody is welcome. Anybody. Come on in. You know what I mean? And it just, a big factor too, again, is okay, this is gonna go both ways. Okay, so it's like it goes both ways, where it's like we need to learn not to get angry at those who don't understand. They are trying. Always, and take it as a learning experience. Everything as a learning experience. Everything. Like, even all the bad shit that happens to you, it's a learning experience. Even your own, learning about your own mental health, mental illness. This is like the bottom line I think I'm trying to make right now. I don't even know what the fuck point I'm trying to make. I was hoping it would come up, and I was coming out soon. Is that it's about time that we created something new. We need to break off the chain that we are stuck on right now. 2020 is waking us up to make us realize that we need to get off the fucking train. We need to what's that word I'm looking for when you're talking about trains, and you unhook a cart, you know what I mean? And the train goes, like in those cartoons and everything else, where the train would be on fire or something, or the bridge would be out, and you have to, like, take off the last box, or whatever you want to call it, from the train before it fell off the fucking cliff, and you would save yourselves, you know what I mean? So that's where I'm at right now with all of this. It's like, because looking at what 2020 has also shown me, how easily we can slip back into old habits. Or when we're trying to make something new, also influence bad habits and mistakes with that as well. Sorry. So I'm thankful for this lesson. I truly am. I'm thankful that I got more insight on how people perceive, how they think they can control everything so easily, but that's something you have to shatter. That's not a reality. To say you can, to say you can control everything means you can control perfection then, right? That's how I see it as. And this is just a good lesson to learn in the long run, even for myself right now. To keep, also for me. It's not just like, I'm not going to say, okay, now all of you who don't have mental illnesses or mental health issues, y'all need to fucking understand and learn, blah, 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 blah. No, that's up to them first off. And secondly, Don't do the same mistake they're doing. You have to also keep an open mind to them and their perspective and what they see, not just your perspective. And focusing on their negatives. That's a really big thing too, that is also, I think personally, is causing toxic behavior within the mental health community. People spreading misinformation, and I saw that today. And I am a channel that is here to back up my shit with research from personal experience. Obviously, I'm not gonna just spew it out, but right now this is something that you can't find on the internet. It's just a theory and something I'm gonna work on more. And as time progresses, I will bring forth evidence of back up my shit that I'm saying. You know what I mean? So y'all with disabilities out there, no matter what it is, if it's physical, if it's mental, I don't know if there's any other disabilities out there at the moment besides those two right now, but I'm sorry if I don't mention them, because this is more or less a video of me trying to get an idea out, which something I want to work on afterwards here, most definitely, and I think would definitely help and benefit a lot of people. By focusing on the negatives that other people do, so again, like I see too much on social media, people going like, oh, ableist, for example, which one, ableist is not even a real fucking word. You just put two fucking pronouns together and try to make it into a word. Or a pronoun, I'm not sure. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Or one's a pronoun and one's a verb and one's a pronoun. Anyways, it's not a real fucking word. Ableist. And going like, oh, ableist. Talking about fucking standing in line to vote in America for fucking 8 hours. And they're not even talking about anything about disabled people. They're talking to the people that, and obviously like anybody who wants, it's not directing towards people who are able to go stand in line for 8 fucking hours. It's for anybody who's willing to put that effort into it. It has nothing to do about disabilities. And this is going to go for physical and mental disabilities. You guys are the reason why we hide in the shadows still and don't come out about our stories. But also too, we should protect, hashtag, protect your trauma. Because there are going to be people out there who are going to use that against you. Who are going to feed off of that. So you have to learn to discern what to put out there and what not to put out there. I myself, I could put all this out here and not be affected by it. Because I've learned. I've mastered this. I've mastered it. It just didn't fall into my lap. I fucking worked for it. And I mastered it. And I'm still mastering it. Till the day I die. That's what I know. As I mentioned earlier, that this is, again, as you can tell, I have a pure passion for this kind of shit. I have a pure passion for trending a new idea, a new perception, a new paradigm of thinking. Something that should have happened a long time ago, which has already happened because I have knowledge of it. So obviously, it happened. I'm not saying I was a part of it. I'm saying only that I have knowledge of this. As I go through my life and my experiences, I am unlocking this knowledge. Because you can't know everything all at once. You just can't. That's impossible. Humanly impossible. Your brain would crack. And trust me, you can actually kill yourself from an overload of that. Just as much as you can die of boredom. Yeah, that's a real thing. You can die from boredom. That's why we keep ourselves entertained. Because we could die. If you don't believe me, Google it. Do your research. Let's stop being a fucking tinfoil hat. Aliens will never fucking read our thoughts. We wear tinfoil. No. And you also thought injecting bleach would get rid of coronavirus. Oh, and that a scene from Indiana Jones is satanic. Reenacting a fucking movie and calling it Satanism. And I'm not even a Satanist, man. And I'm going, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? That's a scene from a fucking movie. People are just silly. I don't want to say stupid. I'm going to call you silly, because that's a nice way of saying it. Got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. So I'll call you silly. Okay? Anyway. We have a long way to go. I think the whole point of this is we have a long way to go. Again, I feel ready. I will say honestly, I'm ready. I was ready when I was fucking born, god damn it. I know that's a bit of a flex to say, and that's kind of egotistical flex to say that too, but you get what I'm saying. It's a joke, right? It's a joke. I'm joking. Relax. Bring out the garlic or something, right? Like fucking no sense of humor. Jesus Christ. No sense of humor! Woo, woo, woo. You know it. You know it. Don't stop denying it. I think that's what the... Okay, yeah. I think I know what the main message of this was, because I'm going 47 minutes in now. The main pause of this video right now, and again, it's just a random thought that I just wanted to get out there. I know 47 minutes in. What the fuck, Laura? Well, this is complex. And I can't sum it up into a fucking 5-minute video or 10-minute or 15 or 20-minute video. This is something that I need to make sure I go through thoroughly. And is a system. If you can just do it like that, a cookie cutter fucking mode, then it's not knowledge. Knowledge takes time to understand. As I mentioned already before. Taking in too much information at once, you can't die. I should take that back. You can't die, but you can break yourself, okay? And not be able to come back from it. So I guess it kind of is a death if you kind of think about it, but not a real one, because again, you could totally lose yourself. You can get consumed by spirits, never mind demons, spirits that feed off of humans making those mistakes. There are far worse things out there than fucking demons. I would know. I interact with them all the time. And they've also tried to take me over, and they haven't. I won because I'm still here. But what I learned from those experiences is knowledge that I can't find in a book. Those are lessons of knowledge. And I'm going to say it one more time. Lessons of knowledge that is not obtainable unless initiated through it. Learn to discern where knowledge stands and incorporate that we live in a new age. That anything is possible. Anything is possible. That's the positive of this. And learning learning independence again. And realizing that that's the truth. We can't survive as a species, never mind as an individual, if we believe that. Okay? We will not survive. Look at history, and any civilization that believed in that type of idea or ideal what happens? Gone. Most of them would out of trace, except for fragments here and there, which we still can't confirm are real, or whether are real or not, right? Like Troy, for example. Nobody knows if that was a real place or not. Well, they're still looking into it. And I think maybe they have found that it was a real place. But before, nobody knew. See, that's what I mean. Everything's always evolving. We're always evolving. And again, we could be wrong. We could be wrong in the fact we think we know everything. Just because we have access to it doesn't mean we know everything. It takes time. But, and how does that tie into mental health, mental illness? Simple. By telling somebody, just don't think about it. Just don't listen to it. Just don't blah, 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 blah. You know, things that you learn in coping skills and cognitive behavior, which I'm very familiar with. I need a refreshment, but again, I'm quite familiar with. What little I can remember right now anyways is the fact that yeah, again, this is a lesson for me to learn, and a lesson that I want you to learn if you're willing to learn it. One, we have a long way to go as a species, most definitely. I know it's heartbreaking, and as an old soul, I'm heartbroken. Because again, I'm ready. I'm ready to evolve. I'm ready to expand. I'm ready to merge. I'm ready to all that fun stuff. I'm ready to ascend. I'm ready to bring the 5D here. I'm ready to do many things. I'm ready. I've already done my, well, back that up for 1 second. I'm working through the dark night of the soul. Right now, society is working through the dark night of the soul through this retrograde we're going through right now. Retrograde, and hang on 1 second here, I have it now. Oh, it's a Mercury retrograde in Scorpio until, when is it again? Until November 3rd, when would be on a Mercury retrograde in Libra. So Mercury retrograde is going to happen for a bit, right? So yeah, pardon me. Yeah, there are ways we can understand one another, and there are ways that we can also make the same mistakes that we're trying to get out of. I think that's what the main, I know I said a few times, I think I got the message out. And this is just a weird message, something I just needed to get out. It's a shamanic thought that has consumed me for most of the day. And from my experiences right now, with everything that's been going on, it's really opened my eyes to this right in here, right now, and I can't wait to go back and watch all this myself. I do that a lot of times, even if I'm this far in. I just listen to it myself, like a fucking audio in the background. I don't need to be worried about what I look like or what I'm presenting to you, because if you care about what I'm saying, then you would care more about what I'm saying than what I look like, right? But I understand there's a fine line to being presentable. So I'm just saying too that like my full presentation shouldn't be the main focus of what you're here for watching this video today, because that's not what I'm putting, and I'm telling you, whether you think that's what I'm doing, I'm telling you that's not what I'm doing. I'm telling you. Okay? Big thing, I'm telling you. And as I'm following my own advice, I didn't realize I was doing that earlier today myself, and now I do. going to take that knowledge and move forward, share it with you guys, and it's probably all over the fucking goddamn place. And I hope that it makes sense all together in the end here. Also, really quickly, I want to say that, you know, and again, you know, I'm opening my mind. This is a book that I found. Understanding Religions of the World. And it has a lot to do with religious traditions of the world. Yeah, so like I want to understand on a spiritual level and on a mental health level. My target goal is to learn from others, and especially this right here. This says, you know, as I'm just reading it out to myself anyways, you know, exploring the religious traditions of the world. This volume puts readers in the place of the people who live by each faith, opening windows into their unique worlds through their sacred stories, views about reality, ritual and ethical practices, and ideas about quality of life. And these are all things right here that I think tremendously right there ties into our mental health and mental illness a lot, and why a lot of times we need to put those into perspective as well. Or their spirituality, or if they don't believe in nothing at all, like an atheist, right? Or a sadist, they question everything. Anyways, regardless, we have to open our eyes beyond ourselves. That's the main focus right there, and not limit it. And I think that's what, I guess in the end really is, that's pretty simple and basic, eh? And I don't know how you take so damn long to talk about it and get to this point. Well, again, that's how knowledge works. So I'm going to finish this off with saying that most definitely we need to start putting in, like, learning people's just expanding our understanding of what mental health and mental illness and all that fun shit. I call it fun shit, eh? Is it really? Well, I can't find a fucking anything to smoke with her. Alright, as I was saying, sorry about that, I had to take care of something there. Yeah, again, oh yeah, talking about keeping an open mind, seeing things perspective of other people's eyes. And I think it's just a big thing to move forward from and with is stop speaking for everybody. And understand that what you're putting out there from your own experiences and all that, again, like, if somebody can say, like, they lost a leg, and they can say, in a way, and they're just lying to themselves, but some of them don't. I can tell the difference. Who accept that fate. Who accept that it's just inevitable. Like Thanos. You know what I mean? Which, did he win? No, because he's not the will of the universe. Let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen, there is a will of the universe. We're not the only ones with wills, because that's where we're born from. The universe. From heaven. Whatever you want to fucking call it. It has a will too. Just like an AI has will. If it's conscious of its existence, then it has a will. Right, Hirsch? He has a will. He has a will to be a pain in the arse. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Hey! Hirsch! Stop. We're not playing this game right now. Stop. Sorry about that. This little guy here, I think he knows our time together is, oh, I'm running low on battery too. Our time together is running close to an end. I've had these guys for almost a year. I've been fostering them, so it's kind of hard to let them go a little bit. Especially when they're family. We will see each other again one day. Pardon me. So yeah, I'm gonna end it off there. I think I got my point across, what I needed to say. But again, the main message I want to send out there is like, definitely don't be an advocate for all people on disabilities. There are, you can't speak for all of us, first off. Secondly, don't just really try not to tell somebody something that you don't have or have experience with. And I know you're trying to understand or trying to, but you're pointing in toxic positivity and just toxicity without even realizing it. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but it's something that needs to be addressed, that is not going to help reform the way we are now. You get what I'm saying? We have to change this. We really do. And again, too, like, this all started from what I, like, being told that just turn it off, just don't listen. Like, I can win sometimes and then I lose sometimes, and it's just, again, it's inevitable that I'm going to lose touch with reality one day because of my schizophrenia. It's inevitable that I'm going to deal with depression for the rest of my life because I have chronic depression. I was born with it. Including self-made anorexia from my mother, from the way we lived. Other things like that, like things passed down, OCD, my bipolar also. I think my mom was bipolar, pretty sure. Nothing too severe, but I'm pretty sure she was bipolar. That's why she was so unstable. It had nothing to do with how she was brought up or her genetics. It was just not realizing what she had, and it did become her image. And it took me this long to figure that out. That people can easily say, yeah, it's your mental illness isn't your image, blah 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 blah. Well, it is part of the image. It may not be the image, but it is a part of it, and I accept that. And it makes it easier. You know what the benefit of all this is that everything I experience becomes easier once I accept it. Once I accept it, it becomes so much easier to handle. No amount of anything helps, except for that one key factor, accepting it. Once you do that, it is so fucking easy, it's not even funny. It's just everything, it was that all along, always has been. You know the meme, you know what I mean? The meme where it's like, it was that all along, always has been. And that's pretty much how it is. Like, it is really, I look forward to the fact, I'm looking forward to the fact that, like, even now, people are becoming aware of that. And again, I'm learning from these experiences from people and try not to be so negative towards them. And trying to be more positive coming out of it. Like, it can be, it's hard. I'm not saying it's easy. It is hard, most definitely. But at the same time, like, just don't give up. Don't ever give up. That's a big factor, actually. Like, never give up. Easier said than done. I know, I can hear you. And how can she hear you? I'm pre-recording this before I put on a live feed on my YouTube channel anyway, so I can hear you. There's more ways to hear than just your ears, you know. It's something you can do too. It's something you can learn to do. Not that hard. You just have to open your mind to the concept of it, that's all. Really, that's the only thing that's blocking you to doing what I can do, is that you don't believe you can do it. That's it. That's it. And I'm not even joking. I wish I was. Anyways, thank you guys for listening to my rant. I think I've been going on for long enough. I actually did have a purpose. I don't know if I said it or not. I hope I kind of said it. I hope I got my point across. I also feel like this was something multi-dimensional. So, fucking nose ring. It bothers me sometimes. It just tickles my nose hairs. I'm like, ah! Thinking there's something in my nose. It's like, no, it's just tickling my nose hairs. Anyways, so I think this is a multifaceted topic. I think this is a multifaceted realization. I think this is a multifaceted concept, and all those other fun things that I usually say. And I hope you guys understand what I mean by that. But you probably don't. You know what? Half the time I'm thinking I'm probably talking shit on my ass, and I don't even know. I'm not even making any sense whatsoever, because I can't help it. I'm all over the place. And I'm learning, trying not to do that. I need to get into habits of journaling again. I need to get into habits of being consistent on being self-aware. I don't know if that's what I have to be. But anyways, it's not important for this video. Sorry. Personal thought you guys didn't need to hear. Oops. I can't even erase that either. Fuck. Yeah. I was mentioning about don't be an advocate for everybody. Also, again, stop trying to cookie cut the solution to understanding mental health and mental illness too as well. Everybody's going to be different. Everybody is going to be different on how it was induced onto them. Whether it was whatever the case may be, you know what I mean? It could be hereditary or it could be whatever. I don't care. We're going to put this all into the same pot. We're going to melt it together like a melting pot, all right? And as a Scottish, I know personally as a race of human that is one of the original melting pots of humanity to this day. I'm the original bitches. Just for a second. Whoop whoop! Alright, I'm done. We like to boast a little bit, but as Scott, we're not big on taking all the credit. We'll give you like a second, like, you know, I just did there, but I could care less. I know there are people out there who watch this and help incorporate more on what I'm saying and what I'm doing, and I really appreciate that. So thank you to those out there. You know who you are. I don't even need to say your name, because we are the underground misfits, and right now we still have to be underground. So I'm just going to say to those who do know who you are, thank you for helping carrying on what I'm sharing today, and creating different aspects that I can't even touch into, because I don't know. I could say I understand and everything else, but there's just some things in this world that you have to accept, that you have to experience in order to understand. There's no amount of knowledge that you can gain and learn and ingest and download that will help you understand, unless you've gone through it yourself. I don't know if that's something we need to work on as a species, something that we can correct, or it's just something there to remind us that we have flaws and that we're limited. I don't know. When I find an answer, I will definitely share it with you guys. But until then, again, I think I'm going to leave it off on that note and say one more time that this topic in general, again, has more facets than even I realized was the initial thought into this, but I really do enjoy these, I really do enjoy the messages and stories and all that, and knowledge and fun stuff that I can share with you guys. Anybody willing to listen to watch this, especially for this long. And whether we converse or not, like, I'm just really appreciative to myself, to, you know, even if, again, like, the main focus of these are for myself before they are for everybody else, but it goes both ways, because I believe in being two sides of a coin. I'm not just one side, I'm both sides of a coin. Yes, I know battery's running low. So my battery's running low, I'm about to die here. I'm not literally speaking, but my laptop is. So, yeah. Thank you for listening. Thank you guys for tuning in. And if you like the video, give it a like, dislike, share the video if you would like. Maybe give me a subscribe if you want to. Do all that fun stuff. It's totally up to you. I don't mind at all. I have so much fun doing this for free. I have so much fun just getting one person to watch any of these videos and any of these ramblings that I have, and I have no interaction with you whatsoever. But maybe it just helps them in some way, shape, or form, and then that's all I ever ask. So anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys so much for helping me in this experience of being what it means to be a human being, and understanding just more than that. And understanding, helping to progress, understanding of mental health, mental illness, understanding of ourselves as a species, and understanding ourselves, especially myself, and my uniqueness in this world. So, love you guys very much. Take care of yourselves, alright? I'll talk to y'all later next time. Bye-bye.